Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wear Mighty Things number 20, presented by Wearable Fandom. My name is Dustin, and I'm your host. This is episode number 20, recorded on 12/23 of 2024, just before Christmas. Want to welcome you guys all back to the podcast, and want to let you guys know that we are pushing really hard to reach the 500 subscriber target that we have for the Wearable Fandom YouTube channel. So please like and subscribe on the channel, mash that bell so that you get notifications for when we have new content. And of course, for those of you who are not watching us and seeing our beautiful faces, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and most of the high quality audio platforms. While you're there, please leave a review, a 5-star review, so that we can find other fans of Roosevelt's and bring them on here so that they too can wear some mighty things. And lastly, of course, you can reach out to us on email at wearablefandom@gmail.com. With the perfunctory preliminaries out of the way, let me welcome back to the podcast my co-pilot, John Madigan. Welcome back to Wear Mighty Things. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, buddy. How you doing today?
Happy to get back
out with you, my friend. Sorry, we're all over each other today. It's a late night. It's a late night.
It is. It's a little bit later than usual.
We've been working hard. It's been a long day.
Yes.
We gotta get on our A game.
It's great to be back with you, John, for one last time here in 2024. What a whirlwind of a year. A lot of life in just these few months, and we're going to talk all about that stuff. We're going to talk about our plans after Christmas and the lead up to New Year's. We'll talk a little bit about our MCO Floral giveaway. We had some great news about that just earlier this week. We'll discuss the top 24 of 2024, something that we've been talking about on the podcast for the last 3 or 4 episodes. We're going to go over our New Year's resolutions, and then we've got a really special conclusion for the podcast today, the final thoughts from both ourselves and from many of you who submitted videos and lent your voice to send some warm wishes to folks as we close out the year. But before we do that, John, what are we wearing today? What are you wearing, my friend?
This is Pastel Pals nice. From the Disney 100 collection. I mean, this one always gets a ton of compliments whenever I go out from Disney fans all like who they start looking at it and they're like, oh, like, is that Monsters Inc? Oh, that's Toy Story. Oh, that's Goofy. That's Mickey. This one is just always gets, if you're a fan of, kind of getting called out on your shirts and you really want a lot of love, and Pastel Pals is definitely a great one to get. Especially there's that retail exclusive version of the Kunu that's slightly different color, and I like that a lot. But yeah, this one definitely gets, once people start looking at it in detail and start noticing all the characters, they're like, oh my God, like that's a great one. Like, check that out. What are you wearing today, my friend?
Well, today I am wearing hoverboards because, John, we are going back to the future. I mean, we're going to the future, to 2025. I was trying to think about something time related, and it was either this or Threat Level Midnight, and I chose the hoverboards. Pastel Pals is actually my SO Catherine's very first Roosevelt shirt that she had in a ladies' cut, and she wore that down to the Jolly Holly Jolly on the Lot event down in Burbank at the Disney Animation Studio. So that's the only Roosevelt shirt that she owns herself, and she liked it quite a bit. She enjoyed it.
And I'm sure, just like the rest of us, starts off with one, but then, she'll see another design like, oh, I like that one. And then once you have 2, then they start multiplying. And then somehow you wake up and there's 40 shirts in your closet and you're in severe credit card debt. It just happens just like that.
Exactly. Well, I don't want to count how many shirts I have. I just was putting my laundry away for the day, and I was like,
yeah, no, we don't want to get into numbers like that. I think it'd be very interesting though if Roosevelt's opened up their own credit card though. I've brought that idea up to them. I was like, can you imagine credit card exclusive drops on like double points on your purchase? I was literally I was selling them on the idea of a credit card. I'm like, can you imagine?
Wow. That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah. Something to think. I think they can make a significant amount of money with a Roosevelt credit card.
I agree with you. Wow, what an interesting idea.
I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but I think there's definitely a lot that can be done with a Roosevelt's credit card. And I think there's a lot of people that'll get in trouble really fast.
Yeah. Not only that, you could actually also do multiple card designs. So you could take some of like,
Yes.
you could have the Kraken card. You could have the inventor's daughter or Sid's room. You could have any of those
And you can
like
have
steel desks.
right, but you can also have limited card designs as well. Only certain people can have. There's a
Oh
lot
man,
that can be done with this. This is a
yeah,
dangerous idea. This is a
this is a
really
very dangerous idea. And I've seen this in action actually at D23. One of the things that they had there was a benefit. They were giving away a pin, and it was actually a pretty cool pin. I was going to use it as a giveaway, and you could only get the pin if you had a Disney credit card. So I had
right.
the right kind of card, but it needed to be a Disney card. You had to actually
Oh, I
have
see.
a Disney card, or they weren't giving it away. So they refused to let me have it, even though they made me stand in line. And I gave
Did
them
you
the
buy
puppy
one on
dog
eBay
eyes, and
anyway?
no,
You gave him
no.
puppy dog eyes.
I get. Oh,
Oh,
who's a pretty dog? Bow
I
wow
know this is
wow.
Mickey. This is
Hi,
Mickey. He wanted to say hi
Mickey.
to everyone. Mickey's a little excited
Oh,
because I just got home from work, and usually I go and I sit on the couch and I snuggle with him for a little bit, and he didn't get that today. I ran straight to you, Dustin. So
aw.
Mickey,
Well,
I ran.
you're snuggling with
He's
me. Yeah.
exactly. Dustin, I'll always snuggle with you.
I told you, I think a couple of podcasts ago that like a collection of panda bears is called an embarrassment. Do you know what a collection of sloths is called?
I do not.
It's called a snuggle of sloths. Where Mighty Things, where you hear all the weirdest and animal trivia. An embarrassment of pandas, a snuggle of sloths. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cute?
No, it's adorable. Um, Pandas don't. I remember I went to the zoo in Georgia, and I got to see a panda for the first time. And
Okay.
I always wanted to see a panda in person. And he was sleeping, unfortunately. I always wanted to see a panda in person, and I was grateful for that. Though I got to see it in person. And then it
Yeah.
reminded, dude, we had so much fun at the Jacksonville Zoo. You were on the bar crawl, but
I
we had
was
a
on the
blast
pub
at the
crawl, yeah.
Jacksonville Zoo. There was 200 of us at the Jacksonville Zoo, just pure chaos.
Were the
You know,
animals inside the cages or outside the cages?
oh, the animals ran the zoo, baby. We went over that place. Um, and one fun story though was we wanted to go ride there was a few of us that wanted to go ride the merry-go-round, and we waited in line for the
Okay.
merry-go-round, and the I guess the gentleman who gets paid to run the merry-go-round, I don't know what you call that, but he took his job very seriously, and he said he once he saw us, he was like, "Only children on the merry-go-round." And me and the five other insiders that were with, we started chanting "boo." We started booing him. He's like, "Boo."
Everyone knows he's Mr. Go Round. That's his name,
He's
Mr. Go
Mr.
Round.
Yes, he's Mr. Go Round.
he's
Exactly.
he's
Took his
he's
job.
it's his wife who's Mary Go Round, and he's Michael Go Round, Mr. Go Round,
He's
right? Mr. and Mrs. Go Round. Wow.
I love it.
Only
Yeah.
children. You should have said
Only
back to
children
him.
on the merry-go-round.
You should have said,
Uh,
I'm 5 mentally.
I identify as a child. What do you got now?
Okay. You have to be shorter than this to get on the rides. Yeah, there's actually a merry-go-round right down the street, maybe 3 blocks from my place, at the corner of Fourth and Howard Street, and it's actually
Just
a
tell everyone where you
preserved
live, Dustin.
merry-go-round. No, it's like 3 blocks away. Like there's a lot of
Yeah, just
living to
just
be
three
done in those
block,
3 blocks.
just 3 blocks away from Fourth and what?
Anyways, the kid they've actually got a preserved carousel, and I've gone there, and there's some really interesting sculptures. Like if you actually look at the horse designs, there's actually some pretty cool sculptures in there, and
Really?
it's nice. It's nice that they maintain those because there's not that many of them that are built the same way. In fact,
Oh, that's
a lot of
awesome.
them are historical landmarks in some cases in some cities. So
Really?
yeah, good
Wow, I
stuff,
didn't realize
man.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
the
awesome, though,
original
man.
theme park. It was the merry-go-round. Uh,
That's true.
well,
That's true.
now let's not bury the lead, John. We also have some giveaways for this episode. We've talked about the top 24 of 2024 for a while. We had a lot of folks that submitted their best entries and things that they thought were great. And we actually recorded, this is already recorded, needs to be kind of edited and put together. It's going to be a bonus episode of Where Mighty Things for the top 24 of 2024. And we
Yes.
drafted the top 24 shirts. We had a list. We started with our list, but then we basically went back and forth until we had a complete list. And we're going to release that here sometime before the end of the year or the very beginning of next year. And everyone can hear what we thought were the best shirts that came out of 2024. What did you think of that experience?
Oh my god, dude, I had so much fun. Some might say that, we made a list and we checked it twice. Um, but
Okay.
like, yeah, no. I had an absolute blast doing that with you, and it was so much harder than I thought it would be. There were some shirts that I was surprised did not make the list. And fans are going to see what we mean by that when they get to watch. But we really had to go hard, figuring this out. And we got into some seriously heated conversations. We had some very strong opinions on what shirts have to be included and what shirts should not be included. And frankly, it almost ruined the podcast. We actually, this is the first time we've spoken since that episode, because
Yeah.
we decided the podcast was bigger than us, and we wanted to be there for the fans and the listeners, but we went pretty hard on it. And like we but at the end of the day, I think we did the right thing, and we made a good list. We made a solid list that it's going to be fun but controversial, and I'm really excited to see people's takes on it. I know that we had a bunch of submissions come in when people gave their takes on the top 24, and we definitely took those into consideration. But at the end of the day, we had to do what we felt like was best to make the definitive list of the top 24 Roosevelt shirts of the year. It
Yeah.
reminds me though of did you know the magicians Penn and Teller? Did you know
Uh-huh.
that outside of work they don't talk?
I think I did know that, yeah, but that's partially because they've been together so long that they've done all the talking that's necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they just announced they're actually going to be in New York City for one night at Radio City Music Hall in
Oh
August, and
wow,
I really
they're
I
great.
really want to
They're
go.
fantastic.
They're so good. They're so good. I saw them last time they were in New York. They did a small run on Broadway, and I actually got pulled up on stage to do a trick with them. And I'll never forget it, because I thought, like, all right, I'm on stage, I'm going to see what's happening. I'll pretend I'm like for the sake of the audience or whatever. But I legitimately don't know how it was done. And so I was sitting in the audience, and they were pulling up a bunch of people. They probably pulled up like 15 people. And and like he's picking out people. Oh, you come, you come. And I'm sitting there, and I realize, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, he's probably just pointing at random people. So I just walked up on stage. I'm like, I just walked up because he just needed 15 people. He's probably just bullshitting it. I'm like, he's got no clue who he's picking. I'm like, so I walked up on stage, and they had us all hold hands and form, kind of just like be together in kind of like a square around this square area. And there were there was a cow, an actual live cow, in the
Okay.
middle, and they said they're going to make the cow disappear. And I'm like, all right. And so now all of us are standing around the cow. We're holding hands. There's no way for this cow to escape. And curtain went down. 10 seconds. Curtain went up. There's 3 baby chickens. Cow was gone. Couldn't believe it. And I was standing on the stage, right? I could smell the cow. And I don't know how they did it. And I was on the damn
Wow.
stage for the trick. Amazing. I mean, if Penn and Teller are truly amazing, and I'm looking into, they're coming to New York. I'm looking into buying tickets. But yeah, I thought it was amazing that they don't talk off stage. They don't talk. They don't communicate. It's business, and that's it.
Interesting. Yeah. I've seen them twice in Vegas. The last time had really great seats up front, and the show was fantastic. The very first time that I saw them, though, They were still playing at the Rio. That's where their home theater is still,
Yeah,
and
which
they
is not
at the
supposed to be a good hotel, right?
no, I mean there's a lot of negative vibes towards the Rio, but to be honest, I haven't stayed there, but the areas that I saw weren't that bad. I didn't think that it was like a place that I would never stay. It's not on the strip.
I see.
It's back off the strip just a little bit. So you need to take a car, but it's not that far from
Yeah.
anywhere on the strip. But the main thing though that I loved about seeing Penn and Teller was two things. First, I'll tell you the one that happens at the end of the show. The first time I saw them, they literally ran through the audience and ran up,
Yep.
and then they went outside and they stayed in the outside in the lobby, and everybody who came out could have a moment with them, get a picture, say
Yep.
hi, shake a hand, get an autograph, and things like that. And they stayed there until the last people were left, and it was really cool. I actually loved that they did that. They didn't do it the most recent time, but it's been a few years since the last time I saw them, and maybe it's a lot for them. um,
Yeah, I think they stopped that with COVID. Because when I saw them in New York a few years ago, which is pre-COVID, they did the same thing. The end of the show, they ran
okay.
into the audience. They went into the lobby. Anybody who wanted a picture and an autograph got what they wanted, myself included. But I believe when COVID happened, they stopped that.
Yeah, I love
Unfortunately,
it. Well, I'm
but
glad that happened.
if you go on their website, though, they actually have a thing where you can just type in your name and your address, and in 4 to 6 weeks, you get an autographed picture of them in the mail, hand signed and everything,
Really?
completely free. Yeah, you go tell her website. Yeah, completely free.
I did not know
I'll send you one.
that. Okay, do it.
Do
Do it.
it.
I'd love it.
I will do it.
All right, now the other thing about Penn and Teller that I will talk about is when I lived in Orlando, and this goes back to my college days. I used to do like you used to be a roadie for bands and things like that. I used to do production for different events in the city, and some of them big jobs, some of them small jobs. Sometimes at Disney, sometimes at like a local theater, and you set up lights, set up things. You would load in, load out, and I had a really good friend that worked on a lot of different sets. In fact, his dad owned a set company that made sets for TV shows, and he
Oh,
also
really?
worked with magicians, and he made tricks and customize cases and experiences for magicians. And this guy told me that he knew and had been told how the Penn and Teller magic bullet trick is done. Have you seen the magic bullet trick?
Not in person, but yes.
Okay, so I saw it in person the very first time that I saw them. For those who are not familiar, what they do is they take a bullet from a gun. They actually have someone write their name on it. They put it into the gun. Then they hold it and they put a sheet of glass, like a sheet of glass in front of the gun. And then there's a line. They put a line down that they can't cross, so they can't like palm the bullet over to each other. And they basically uh, I think I think it's Teller catches the bullet in his mouth. They shoot the gun. You hear a gun go off. It shatters the glass, and then you see that Teller has actually caught the bullet in his mouth, and it's the actual one. And they confirm, do you smell like that this gun was fired? Like you can smell the gun smoke and the fact that it was warm and that it was still fired. Uh, I, I'm obsessed with this trick, John. I don't know how they did it. And this guy used to lord it over me that he knew how the trick was done. And I would ask him, I'm just like, just give me a hint. I'll do the rest. I'll do the rest. And he would never say anything. He was super sworn to secrecy, and he treated it super seriously, like that
And
that
nobody has figured
responsibility.
this out. Like, have you done some online sleuthing? Is and like,
No, you know what? I
nobody in
haven't
magic
looked.
form.
It's fair. I probably somebody's probably posted how they do it. I kind of want to solve it myself.
Hey, look,
But
no, I get. There's nothing better than solving a puzzle or a mystery, by
yeah,
yourself. But I
yeah,
would imagine if you do some online sleuthing, somebody has got to have figured. They've been doing that trick for a long time. I mean, that trick's been around.
probably.
It's not. This isn't a new thing. And when you do a trick for a long time, the information of that trick, gets told to so many different hands. people who have to be involved in it. People don't work with the same people all the time. They tour, or they go on. The secret of this has to be exposed to more people than you think, and
That's
so
probably true.
somebody's got. Did I just disappoint you? Did
No, no,
I?
no.
You
You
sound
reminded
bummed.
me. No, no, no. Well, what you've reminded me of is that I'm probably making it too hard on myself. Like I probably should just go get the answer.
Right. If you want, I'll tell you how David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear. If you'd like.
No, 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 no. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
The, the,
So let's shift gears here, John, and talk a little bit about the holidays.
Let's just
Any
talk
and
20 minutes on Penn and Teller.
well, no, I mean, yeah, we definitely that's our lead in. Everybody knows we're gonna
So
wander a little bit in the opener,
we're gonna
and
bullshit a little. It's fine. No, it's
exactly.
fine. I love it.
If you're still here for it, you're here for it, right? But
Yeah.
what are your plans? Like, I mean, when Christmas comes and happens, there's still a few days left in the lead up to New Year's. How are you spending that time?
Oh man. Well, um, super blessed that I get to spend time with my family during the holidays. Um, and New Year's Eve, honestly, I would love to. This is going to sound so silly. What I would love to do in a perfect world is, so those who know me know I'm a huge NSYNC fan. Huge, like I love NSYNC, like like my whole entire life. And in Orlando, Joey Fatone from NSYNC and AJ McLean from Backstreet Boys are doing a show together at the House of Blues in Disney Springs, um,
Wow.
to ring in the new year. And that's one thing I would love to do. Now, that's not going to happen, but like I sit there and I ponder and I'm like, can we find a cheap ticket somewhere? Maybe Spirit will let me, lay in the luggage or something. Like, let's do, let's figure that one out. Like, because that would be fun. That's what I want to do. I personally speaking, the week between, I'll get to, I'll be spending time with my family, and I'll still have to go to work. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you're off. I still have to work. Sadly, being in medical, you have to. We don't get long extended holidays. We're actually
Mm.
we don't get we don't get many days where we're actually even closed. So unfortunately, I usually try to take that week off, but this year I spent so much time going to conventions and vacations, hanging out with insiders, and I'm so blessed that I do it again in a heartbeat. But I actually don't have the time off to take that week off, unfortunately.
I
So
see.
the truth of the matter is, I will be working most days, unfortunately. But I will definitely take that time to try to hang out with insiders and good friends, and do my best to. I still think there's a Christmas spirit in the air. Like around this holiday season, there's something through the air, which sounds silly. And I believe that spirit carries on for that week after Christmas going into New Year's. And I try to use that time to check in on the people I love and spend time with people, and just remind people that I care about them, and um, just build closer relationships and bonds with people. What about you, my friend? What are you planning? Or are you working like me, or you have some time to yourself?
Well, we actually get the benefit of a company closure that
Oh, your company gives a shit
starts
about you.
well. some
Lucky you,
yes,
Dustin.
yes, they do. So they closed and shut down from the 24th until I think the 2nd. So it's not vacation time. It's just like it's paid time off. So it's not included against your vacation time, which is very generous. So I will be relaxing, probably editing some videos, and certainly will be enjoying myself because we're gonna go over to we're going to be in Vegas for a few days. And again,
Ooh, lucky.
I know I go to Vegas a lot, but I don't go that often. Maybe I go twice a year, maybe on a busy year, 3 times a year. But
Dude,
it's
I want to go
really
back to Vegas.
such a short flight for us. You get if you get a comp room and it's a short flight, if you get a good price on the ticket, like it's a very easy decision. Like sometimes you can make that decision and go on Monday and go, hey, you want to go to Vegas this weekend? Yeah, we go, and then you just go. So it's kind of like all the cool stuff that you get to do because of your proximity that takes me forever to get to. Because if I want to if I want to be in Manhattan, I got to fly to Jersey, and then I got to get into the city, and there's a lot of effort to get there. But Vegas is
Sure.
non-effort for me where I live. So we're gonna go over there, and I won't tell you this story right now, but that House of Blues that you're talking about at Disney Springs, I have performed on that stage
Really?
that
Oh my
AJ and
god,
Joey are going to be at. Yes, I will tell you that
that's
story
so
on the
cool.
cruise.
Oh my god, yes, I would love to. Yes, I would love to hear that story. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
That's
funny when you said that. I
awesome.
was like, I know that place. I've been there. I've been in the green room. I know exactly where it is.
Oh my
So
god, you've been in the same place
it's a
that Joey
great.
Fatone's going to be in. Dustin Klingman and Joey Fatone perform at the
Well,
same venues. I love that.
well, it's funny you say that
My
because I've seen Joey Fatone in Orlando at least a dozen
Stop
times.
rubbing it in. Stop
I'm
rubbing
not
it in,
rubbing it in.
Dustin.
He lives there. Like he lives in the area. They grew up there, and he went back there, and he was just always in the burritos place. The burrito place. You just walk in. There's Joey. Hey Joey, how's it going? You didn't bother him. You just like, hey Joey, and he's like, hey guys. You just be friendly. He was just always good people. So I'm sure that he would be. I hope that he's still the same guy.
I hope so too. I mean, I would love to hang out with Joey Fatone. My God, I would love to hang out with all five of them. Maybe
Yeah,
someday. Maybe
maybe
we
someday.
need to get we need to get a reunion tour going. Um, but
I
I
was
would.
listening
Would you?
to. Would I go? Yeah, of course I would go. But
You
let's
would go
back
to an
that up.
NSYNC reunion?
I would totally go to an NSYNC reunion, of course. Why wouldn't I? You know that you. So when we drive down to Fresno, we often listen to Lance Bass's podcast, and
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. He did you know he had a podcast?
Yes, I
So
knew he had a podcast. Yes, I didn't. I just
okay,
didn't know that
well,
Dustin Klingman was a listener.
it's not just me. It's my partner as well, and we thought that they were going to Vegas because they were going to announce a reunion tour. So I'm pretty sure that I feel like they're going to have a residency there, and it's going to be something insane. So when that happens,
At the
let's talk
Sphere?
because the Sphere would not be a good place for them to go. The Sphere, the
Where do you think
Sphere
that?
is the Sphere is a venue that made U2 look too small. Like made U2 look like a small band, and like I'm like
Yeah,
NSYNC is massive, but U2 is. I want to
more
say they're a
massive.
little bit more. Yeah, I would say they're more of like iconic band than NSYNC. NSYNC's very great
Sure,
and
sure. No, I get
popular,
it. No, I get it. No,
but
I get it.
I would predict something more in line with like the Cosmopolitan or the Aria, or maybe the
Sure.
MGM. The Park MGM is the place where Bruno Mars has been playing,
Mars.
and
Yes, and Lady Gaga and
yeah, exactly. So maybe they'll go there. So I think they'll be at an actual hotel, not the Sphere. The Sphere is a tricky spot to see a show, to be honest.
sure. Yeah, no, honestly the Sphere looks interesting to me, but like I don't I feel like unless you're on the floor, it's not a good spot.
Well, it's just
Well,
massive. I mean, it's literally everywhere you look. There's
have you gone
there's
in?
giant
Have you
stuff.
gone to see a show there?
No, no, no. But I have a couple of friends that went and saw U2 there when they were doing their opening. Like they opened the Sphere, and they were
Yeah.
like massive U2 fans, and they were like everything was distracting. U2 looked like a house band, and I was like, wow, a venue that can make U2 look like a house band. That's pretty crazy.
Wow. Yeah. No,
That's
you're right.
freaking
I mean,
U2. I
well,
mean, they're older, but
yeah, I
still
mean, because
U2.
it's just the big thing is the big screen behind you, and
Yeah,
so you can't really do much in terms of a stage. The stage is just kind of like a platform.
yeah, exactly.
The UFC though did it well. They had the first ever sporting event at the Sphere a couple months ago, and it was the UFC. And I must say, I actually like what they did there. I'm not sure if you saw any clips of that and whatnot. It was a really interesting setup. A lot of people were wondering how were they going to make that work, and
Hmm.
I actually think if you look it up, I think they actually did a pretty good job with it.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
not
check it
sure how
out.
many other sport. I'm not sure how many other types of sporting events you can really have at the Sphere, but the UFC found a way to make it work, and it was definitely interesting.
I will check that out. I will definitely check that out. But yeah, so I'll be in Vegas. I'll be editing videos, and not for New Year's though. I don't. I for New Year's, I basically I will go to parties on New Year's Eve, but I don't stay out late on New Year's because a lot of crazy stuff happens on New Year's. I used to have a friend whose dad would like shoot off his gun at midnight and like just into the air. And I'm like,
Just into
those
the
bullets got to go somewhere. you know, so it's one of those things where I'm like, I just prefer to be indoors minimum, and
yeah.
preferably back home before like it turns midnight, just to avoid like any of the crazy that happens on New Year. So I'll be avoiding all of that nonsense.
Have you ever considered going into Times Square to do the ball drop? Has
No,
it
I
ever
won't
been
do
a
that.
thought? You're like, no. You're like, I'm not
I
that
think
crazy.
I think Catherine did that one time when she lived in New York for like 8 years, and
Yeah.
I think she did it, and she said you just freeze your butt off. There's nowhere to go to the bathroom. It's just a
Oh
massive,
yeah, no, it's
massive people.
terrible. Yeah, I never done it
Yeah,
myself, but all I've heard
yeah,
is that it's absolutely terrible.
yeah.
No New Yorkers ever done any of that.
Well, I don't know where they get all those people from then. So some of those are
Lots
New
of
Yorkers.
tourists. So no, you're right.
Okay,
You're right.
yeah, yeah,
Just
that's fair.
mind your
That's
business.
fair. But there's people got to work it. Like New Yorkers got to work it. They don't just bring
Oh yeah,
Virgin
no,
Tunnel
that's
people
true.
in from Jersey. Just the other day, we actually did the drawing for our MCO floral, and it was fantastic. We raised $1,000, John, for the Stephen Gebhardt '06 Memorial Endowed Scholarship. It's got a very long name.
How
Got to remember how
crazy
to
is
say it.
that? We raised $1,000. How crazy is that?
It is amazing.
Unfreaking believable. So amazing that we can do that, and I am just I'm blown away, dude. I was absolutely blown away by the response on that, and of course, we just want to thank all the insiders for taking part and donating and making a difference. And just such an amazing response by everyone, and truly grateful to be part of this community.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was amazing. It makes me think about what we can do in the future. But before we talk about that, it's time to do a giveaway, John. And so we're gonna we
Woo,
talked about
baby!
doing several different giveaways. Our first giveaway, John, is something really cool for X-Men fans. So this is a D23 D23 Hellfire Gala um,
Oh, that looks
swag
pretty.
bag. And this comes with a lot of cool stuff in here. I do want to show this one particular piece because I think it is a very amazing piece. This is actually the invite that they give you to come to the Hellfire Gala, but it comes with
Oh, that's what.
this killer X
Look at
X.
that.
This is an X-Men pen. It's very limited edition, and you can only get them at this
Yeah.
event. And so
Ooh,
we're going to make a drawing. There's some other really fun stuff, and I'll mail this off to whoever the winner is. So let's see. I've got the wheel of names going. Let's see
but
who's going to be
but
our
my
winner.
but my name is
Yes?
in there though, right? You put my name
No,
in there, right?
your name is
What?
not in there.
What?
All right, the
Bullshit,
winner
Dustin.
is the winner is Dustin Beeling. I was the other Dustin in the Roosevelt's community. Congratulations, Dustin! You're the winner. I'll reach out to you and we'll get this prize off to you. And congratulations and thank you for submitting your top 24 of 2024. We've got a couple more prizes that we will give away, but that's the great way to start it off. Now, looking back on
Absolutely.
that looking back on that floral drawing and the giveaway, John, what do you think we ought to try to do? I mean, if we can do $1,000 on a little bit of notice, what else could we do? What kind of charity fundraiser activities do you think we have in front of us?
Oh man, I was thinking about this today actually, and this might be fun. And you know, it's funny you mentioned this during the live stream, that when we first talked about raffling off the MCO, we thought maybe like, oh man, if we can raise like $200, that'd be crazy, for the show. We raised
Yeah.
1,000. So we're like, so again, this is one of those ideas that I'm like, will people actually go for it, or I'll be like, holy shit, people raised $2,000 to do this. I was thinking like, what if we could like go out to dinner with a listener? We meet up at a convention or something, and we can take someone out to dinner, and we can let them ask us questions, or or maybe they can even join on an episode of the podcast, or we can do like a
Oh,
private Zoom call, and we can all talk and have dinner and have drinks together and whatnot, and like take a listener and a guest maybe, and they can hang out with us for the day kind of thing.
I
I
love that
mean,
idea.
I I think like you and I are a lot of fun, especially when we're in person. Like we like to we like to go out and have fun and do things. And like it would be cool to bring a listener along for that, you know? So like what if we
Yeah.
could like raise some funds to do that? That'd be pretty cool.
I love it. I love it. And we could do it as a raffle, or we could do it as a drawing or something along those lines. That's a pretty
Yeah.
common way. Like our silent auction is like another way to do that. So we could have a range of things. I love that idea. Let's work on some of those ideas because it could be something really cool. And to be honest, because we can't do it without the listeners, John, we should make sure that they are heard. And dear listener, drop us your best ideas of fundraiser activities you think we could engage in 2025. Drop it to
Yeah.
wearablefandom@gmail.com and let us know. What do you think? Do you like this idea of going out for dinner? What about being a guest on the podcast? We would love to hear your thoughts and ideas. So share those over to us, and we'll see which of those we can get going. But I agree with you. I got a little bit of the bug. I got excited by the fact that we were able to have such an impact, and I'd like to keep it rolling. So like let's do it. Let's do some more.
Let's keep it rolling, baby. While we're talking
Yeah.
about listeners, real quick, I just want to give a huge shout out to listener Brandon Weeks, who mailed me this awesome friendship bracelet today.
Oh,
And he sent me a
awesome.
couple of other small goodies as well, and a really, really, really nice personable note that, just letting us know that he's a huge fan of the podcast and that he loves watching the videos on Wearable Fandom. And he wanted to send me this because a lot of people know I wear my friendship bracelets every day. I have a few right here, my Roosevelt's friendship bracelets and whatnot. So I wear these every day. So he thought of me and he sent me one and says "Legends never die" and it says Gebhardt with no vowels.
Oh, I love
I don't know if you
it.
can see that. Absolutely
Yeah, I
love
see
that.
it.
Super blessed, and that will that will just make it to my arm. I wear these literally every day. If you see me at a convention or whatnot, you can ask me to pull up my sleeve. You will see I am wearing those every single day. So really blessed. So thank you so much, Brendan. You are super sweet, and we appreciate you being a listener.
Yeah. Well, now as we look towards the end of the year, I'm kind of curious. Like, are you a New Year's resolutions kind of guy? Do you like make promises to yourself at the beginning of the year and then try to follow through on them?
I made a promise to myself last week that I'd never drink again, and I'm back to drinking. So
Doesn't
you
count
expect me
unless
to
you
keep
make it on New
promises
Year's
for?
Eve.
Yeah, of course, exactly. I mean, look, I mean, I've made I've made promises to myself before, and you know, I'll be honest. Just like most Americans, they last the first couple of months, and then you kind of give up on them, and life hits you in the way. And I hate that. I don't think it's a good thing. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm proud of it, But maybe 2025 is the year you actually stick to your New Year's resolutions. Maybe we can each come up with some New Year's resolutions. We can hold each other accountable for them.
I like it.
I like that idea. That would be fun. That'd be something fun to do. I think like most Americans, I'd like to lose weight. I think that would be a tremendous 2025 goal. To be financially smarter, but I'm in Roosevelt, so that's just not going to happen. Why lie to yourself? Why that's not going to. I can't be financially responsible if I'm in the Roosevelt's group, and I'm not leaving the Roosevelt's group. So it's like, why even promise myself I'll be financially responsible, right? I mean, that's silly. That's no. Honestly, I have learned so this year I have spent the most amount of time with insiders that I ever have from the other years that I've been a part of Roosevelt's, and I realized I'm at my happiest whenever I'm at meetups and around my friends. And so, if there's one thing that I want to say for certain for 2025, it's that I want to make as many meetups as possible, regardless of how big or how small they are. I truly love connecting with people and meeting friends and meeting new people who I've never spoken with before. So that would be a big thing for me is that I just want to be able to go to as many meetups and just hang out with as many cool people as possible. What about you, Mr. Klingman? Are you a New Year's resolution guy?
It's interesting because I usually try to pick one thing. And I think a lot of people who watch the podcast know I'm a vegetarian. And I became a vegetarian because of a New Year's Eve resolution. and that's the one that stuck. That's I've been a vegetarian for quite a while now, so some of them stick. But yeah, I tend to um, instead of making like a hard resolution, I try to make themes. I try to think about like this is a year where I want to read more, or this is a year when I want to travel more, or things along those lines. So I don't usually pinpoint it down into a specific concrete. I will do this thing. It's more of a I want to like what are my desires, or what are my like what do I want to look back at the end of the year and say, hey, I did that. In the case of this year, one of my big themes was making videos and essentially building out and working on the YouTube channel and creating new content and having lots of interesting experiences and recording video and editing that and sharing that with people. And I
You're creating
feel
an
I've done
empire.
that. I don't know if it's an empire, but the point is that I've been successful with that. I mean, I think all told, I just looked and it maybe is like 105 videos on the channel. And if you went back to this time last year, there was one video. I got the Facebook update of the Hemele no Lilo video, which was my first Roosevelt's review that I posted. I
Yeah.
shared that like publicly on Facebook. I didn't know I wasn't friends with any insiders at the time, but that was just a few days ago that I released that video. So it was like a year ago, and since then I've gone to a lot of places. I've been to events that I never thought I would go to. I've been to MegaCon a bunch of times, but I never thought I'd be traveling all over the country to hang out with shirt nerds, and it's been quite a bit of fun. So I'll think about the themes and I'll come up with some kind of theme and maybe. But I like the idea that you mentioned about having some accountability. Having some accountability sounds like it might be fun. So we should talk about that offline and see if there's something that we want
Yeah,
to make
man.
as a resolution for sure.
Let's do it. Now, a
Yeah.
question for you, and this is just, you just explained that, your New Year's resolution for this year is, to be more of a content creator, create more videos, and go out there and whatnot. And you're doing that, and you're building that, and you're working your way up. And
Hmm.
there's and I think that's great. And I think you put a lot of time and you put a lot of effort into your videos, and you know it takes a lot of time. You research, you come up with documents as to what we're going to talk about, and what kind of shots you want to get. Like I see you at conventions, you're like I'm like, oh, you want to come hang out with us? You're like, well, no, I got to hit up this booth, this booth, this booth, this booth. I got to, like, you have it all down on a spreadsheet and whatnot. And so I guess my question is, do you get mad when the Costco family goes out and they just say we bring the boom and they get 4 million views? Do you do
Nope.
you sometimes wish that you didn't put, because like that's a low effort. They're not putting in a lot of effort, and they get four
Well,
gazillion views. They bring the boom, Dustin. They bring the boom, and
yeah, it's
and
it's interesting.
and is it just a little disheartening? Like, man, I'm putting all this time and money away, and these guys are just going to a Costco and they're ranking a chicken bake on a boom meter, and they're getting 4 million views. They're going to be on Netflix on Christmas Day. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that. Yeah, that'll be fun.
They're doing commentary on the NFL.
Well, I think your question
every
is
time
is
someone
does
get every time someone gets a touchdown, it's going to be a boom. Someone sacks, it's gonna be a doom. Like that's all this
yeah.
is gonna be. And they're getting a fat check from Netflix. Like all over. So how does that make you feel?
Well, I think when you're a content creator, you're focused on the audience that you're trying to reach. And if my ambition was to just reach everybody with some big dumb thing, I mean, we were talking just a little bit earlier about some sketch comedy that might be fun. There's a lot of directions that you can take things as a content creator, but I'm focused on fandom, fashion, and friends. Like that's basically what wearable fandom is about. And
Yeah.
and so it's not about asking Drake to collaborate. It's not about like finding the trending audio on Instagram. It's not about any of those things. I'm eager to find the people who are here for the kinds of stuff that we produce. And if there's 100 of them, great. If there's 1,000 of them, great. If there's 1 million of them, great. If there's but if there's 100 of them, we'll do it for 100 of them. Like, then that's the point. Is like you got to
Yeah.
be you got to be committed to an audience that you want to serve, and then serve that audience. And so I don't begrudge anybody else their success. Now, if you ask me how long lived will like that be, after a while, it's gonna it's gonna wear out. And so those guys, just like professional athletes who could have their career ended on a single play, they've got to get while the getting's good. So I hope they get college money for all those kids. I hope they can send the Rizzler to college, even though he's not a member of the family. you know, I hope their lives are all improved, and they're even though you think that even though you think it might not be a lot of effort for what they're doing, you might be surprised how many things they've tried before they found the thing that worked. And
But
so,
why does it work? There's
because
a cringe
people like,
factor to it.
no, you're the main person who sees this as cringy, because
Stop.
most people just
No.
enjoy it. Most people just enjoy it, John.
No. That's a
And
lie. That's a lie.
from my perspective,
That's,
I'm just like, okay, I will be honest. It's starting to get a little old for me. I'm just like, okay, I heard this joke 25, 30, 40, 50 times. I'm like, okay, I heard it. Like, you said you're not a big SpongeBob guy, right?
no. I mean,
You miss SpongeBob. Well, there's this one episode of SpongeBob where he wants to be funny, and he accidentally rips his pants, and everybody starts laughing. Like he's
and then he
genuinely
does the
trying to tell them
song.
jokes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I rip my pants. That becomes his gimmick, and everybody laughs at him. And then when he tries to do other things, nobody gets it. They don't understand. So, no ill will for the family. I hope that they have a great Christmas, and I hope that their 2025 is exciting. And the most
I
important thing
don't.
I will say here is I see the world as a place of abundance, not scarcity. And if you see the world as a place of abundance, it means that there's lots of people out there who are interested in what you might be doing. You just need to find them. And if you think about it in a scarcity context, you could get upset or frustrated by the fact that somebody else is getting views that should be yours. But I see it the other way around. I think there's plenty of people who watch YouTube for everybody to get something. So, John, it's time to do some giveaways here as we close out the year. So, too, shall we close out the giveaways? To be honest, John, we actually have given a lot of stuff away here on the channel this year. We gave away a pickup, if you recall, at D23 for somebody,
We did.
which was outstanding for the best Muppet contest. We were giving away content at D23. In fact, Ron DePody just posted a video of his Star Wars box, and we've given away pins. We have of course the drawing and the raffle for the MCO floral, and then we've got a bunch of lots of shirts that we can now give away. So we're gonna draw some names now.
Can
A
I
few
just
of
say
them now.
it pays to be a Wearable Fandom subscriber, doesn't it?
Yes,
We give away we make some cool experiences and give away some fun stuff. It pays to be a Wearable Fandom subscriber. I'm just
I think
saying.
so.
I'm just saying. I don't see anybody else doing this. I don't know. I don't see anybody
Yeah,
else giving this. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I agree with you, and I think it's fun. It's actually fun for me
Thank
because it lets me extend the privilege of being able to travel to people who can't. So when we can give away exclusives, or we can give away something cool, people who can't
Yeah.
get there or are just watching remotely, it lets them participate as well and get some of the upside. So I'm going to draw. I've got a total of 10 prizes, and I don't know what's in the prizes. So I'm just gonna pull your name, and then I'm keeping track of it by the number. I don't know exactly what you will get, but you will get a prize from us. I will reach out to you directly by email and get your address and get those prizes shipped off to you. It wouldn't be right if we didn't close out the show with a few of our good thoughts. What would you like to say as we close out the episode here, John?
Oh man. Well, I mean, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much to anyone who has ever tuned in and listened to an episode of our show, or has watched a Wearable Fandom video. And you guys are the absolute best, and the reason why we do what we do, um, every other week. Um, Absolutely love meeting with you guys and talking with you guys, and being a part of the Wearable Fandom community has definitely exposed me to even more insiders that I've never met before. And I'm always so grateful and so blessed whenever a listener reaches out and says that they love our content and they love what we're doing, and they listen to us on their way to work, and they listen, like it's always something like I'll never get sick and tired of it. I love hearing your stories, and so for all of you guys, thank you so much for being a part of us and being a part of this channel, because we are super blessed to do what we do, and we're gonna keep doing it until we want to kill each other, just hopefully never. But as long as Dustin and I are friends and we are enjoying ourselves, we're gonna keep doing this. And I think for 2025, I think ideally would love to make this more of a weekly thing. We kind of have it going every other week right now, and I would love to make more content with you, truthfully. And I think I honestly had fun doing the top 24 of 24 with you, and doing Staten Island Fest with you was such an experience. If we can go off on some more side quests and kind of venture into other things, like still part of the podcast, but we're kind of venturing out and doing other kinds of activities together, I think that would make for some really fun experiences. But shout out to all the listeners and insiders and everyone I've met this year. And shout out to you, Dustin. Thank you so much for doing this podcast with me. And I truly enjoy your company and your friendship. And there is certainly nobody more than I'd like to do this show with. So I am certainly blessed not only to have you as a co-host, but as one of my best and closest friends. So you are the man. Love you, bro.
Oh, thank you, John. Yeah, it's. I mean, I think you rang most of the bells for me, but I would like to say though.
Well, then we don't have to hear what you have to say. Goodbye,
Oh yeah,
everyone.
that's fair.
Wear mighty things. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
I know.
Go.
But it's really, it is really a privilege to be able to go to these events. And I know that not everybody can do that. Not everybody can be in those places. And they might want to, but they've got other issues. They've got things at home. They've got health problems. They've got challenges. And if anything that we're doing or that the channel does is puts a smile on your face, lets you laugh, uh, brightens your day because you have something in the mail because of a giveaway or something along those lines. That really makes me happy, and that's really the mission here. The mission here is about uh, helping helping serve a community of people who like nerdy fashion and clothes, and that's really something that I felt that we've made great strides towards, and that is all because of the support that you guys put behind us. So I'm looking forward to a very uh, similar and in a lot of ways bigger 2025 and better 2025. We know all the things that we know. We have a year's worth of experience now doing this stuff, and we've seen what works, and we're going to work on doing more. And if I think about what I would like to see is more participation from the community. Tell us how to make this more interesting, fun, or valuable to you. It's fine if you guys just sit back and want to listen, but if you've got thoughts or ideas, we want to hear them. We're very open to reacting to those things, and so I want to encourage you guys. And as far as what's next for Wearable Fandom, I talked about that a little bit back in September. We're going to add a show, so we could move this. We could potentially move this to a weekly show, John, if you want. If we can make that work in terms of our schedules and whatnot. If we can pull it off, I'm happy to go weekly for the podcast. But I think we also know that people are interested in other content as well, and so I want to make sure that we're also accounting for that in the service that we're providing. So
I had a
yeah.
thought.
Oh, a thought.
I had an idea. I had an idea for an additional podcast. Maybe we can put this behind a paywall or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
Where mighty things after dark.
Okay. It's funny you say that, because things like Staten Island Fest in 2020, the top 24 of 2024, I think there's a lot of additional things that you and I would love to talk about, but don't really necessarily make sense to talk about in the context of Roosevelt's. This is
Right, of
about talking about the
course.
community, but there's a lot of other things that you and I talk about before we come onto the air. There's a lot of things that we drop and cut out, that we just,
Yeah, that's a whole thing nobody even realizes. We
and
basically have a whole podcast before we do. You and I were talking for a good 40 minutes before we pressed record.
yes,
And we do
exactly.
this all the time. We do this every week
Yeah,
without even meaning to do so. We have a whole podcast before the podcast.
exactly. So if we could in theory share some of those thoughts and ideas, or some of those topics with people. So I'm open to expanding the frequency of Where Mighty Things.
After
I
dark.
definitely, well, I don't know about after dark, uh, but a conversational podcast is really what I'm saying, John. Like we could actually expand a conversational podcast, and it would be the same energy and ideas, but just different topics and thoughts, right? And then, of
Yeah.
course, um, there's there's a lot of interest I have in bringing a dedicated show for Disney content, and so I'm exploring that. So that's also an ambition for next year. So if any of these ideas sound good, drop us a line, wearablefandom@gmail.com, and we're going to sign off here, and we're going to turn it over to you guys. John did something really great, which is to go out and ask the community to send in some messages and thoughts as we close out the year, and we're going to sign off and say goodbye. But then we're going to let the audience take over, and we're going to let them close us out with some well wishes. So, John, last thoughts before we say goodbye to 2024.
This has been awesome, man. This has been one of a kind, and I'm truly blessed to be on this channel with you and doing this podcast. And it's been good times. And 2024 was one heck of a year, and it was our birth and our beginning, of this podcast. We met in January and December. We're still kicking it. We're doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and some might even say we brought the boom. I mean, but I I think 2025 we have some tricks up our sleeve, and we're gonna make that even better. Like if you think 2024 was good, 2025 is gonna be so much better. We
That's
got
right.
this, man.
I'm with you 100%. We got this, and the cruise is going to be something special. So if you're not going, you need to get on that
Woo,
get on
baby.
that boat. Get on that boat, or you're going to wish that you. Excuse me, I had a hiccup there. Get on that boat, or you're going to wish that you did. So we'll hopefully see you
Oh
guys
yeah.
there. So for the last time for 2024, before we turn it over to the community, until next time, wear
Where mighty
mighty things.
things.
Goodbye, everyone.
All
Happy New
right.
Year.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hey Ollie, hey ball game. Oops, wrong podcast. Hey Dustin, hey John. I appreciate you both what you do on the podcast. I love listening to it on the way to work, on the way home. It definitely makes the time go by quick. One of the things in Roosevelt's community this year that I really appreciated was getting to join Camp Hope. John, you're in there. It's just an amazing group of people. If you're looking for anything 2x, 3x, 4x, it just appears out magically from somebody's closet into yours if you want it. And it's just a great place to chit chat, talk, and have somebody to talk to and somebody to listen if you need it. I appreciate you all in Camp Hope. I'm not going to name everybody by name, but I love you all. And here's to 2025.
What's up, Wearable Fandom family and Roosevelt's insiders? Ariane here. Just wanted to hop on and say that I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday and a very happy and healthy new year. Created some great memories in 2024 with the Roosevelt community. And I can't pinpoint just one. They were just all amazing. I guess my most favorite, though, was connecting with so many of you and building long-lasting friendships that I know I will have forever. I am so grateful for each and every one of you, and I love you all. So cheers, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and here's to 2025 and creating many, many more memories together. And remember to wear mighty things.
Hey, it's Brandon here. If you hear a bunch of banging and clanging, it's some roofers. Get me in the roof for Christmas. So yeah, I'm thankful for a lot of the insiders for 2024 for coming out and doing the Greenville meetup earlier this year, done by Michael. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, and I hope to see y'all in 2025. Wear mighty things.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone from the Shirt Goblin. Just wanted to say it's been a fantastic 2024, and we've had a great year. Traveled all over the country, played lots of Lorcana all over the country, went to several conventions, including Gen Con and D23. And this is my kitty Max, who wanted to say hello. And as well as this is my other kitty, Wanda. She says hello. And yeah, it's been a fantastic year. I've gotten into these amazing shirts, met a ton of amazing people, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a happy holidays.
What's up, everybody? Happy holidays. This is your boy, Aaron, also known as the Whale Hunter. Some of my favorite moments from 2024 this year was definitely New Orleans Fan Expo, MegaCon. Milwaukee was absolutely a blast. Definitely one of my favorite moments. But my all-time favorite moment, of course, was Jacksonville meetup. I could not have imagined 4 years ago that 200 people would travel from all over to meet up in my city, Jacksonville. And to see so many people that had never met before meet each other and hang out and have fun, that was by far the delight of my year. What I'm looking forward for in 2025 is obviously some more awesome, amazing shirts. I'm looking forward to only buying shirts that I love, trying to, tame my addiction a little bit. And then I'm most looking forward to hanging out and meeting up with some of you amazing people and just having some fun. No drama, no issues, just having some good fun, talking about cool shirts and making memories. So again, happy holidays, and thank you guys for letting me be a part of this video. We'll see you soon.
Hey, Dustin. Hey, John. Thanks again for the opportunity. 2024 was a wonderful year for me. We've all had our challenges, but 2024, what it means to me is it was the first opportunity for me to put myself out there and really go to a meetup. Went to MegaCon last year. Looking forward to going again this year. But that was the first opportunity that I just put myself out there and said, you know what, I may be an introvert, but let's do it anyway. And I have met so many amazing friends from all over the United States and around the world, really, other countries as well. So those communities of those people are what drives this brand and what drives the insiders, and I'm so thankful that I get to be a part. 2025, I made it a goal to even attempt to make even more meetups this year, doing the things that I can to make those meetups, just so I can network with other people and meet other people and just hang out and have a wonderful time. So that is my goal. 2025 is going to be even better than 2024, and I can't wait to see where we go from there. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season and a Happy New Year. And I will see a lot of you at the next meetup.
What's up, Where Mighty Things verse? This is Ron DePody out here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And, it's been an incredible year. We've had some sadness, some loss, but we've had a lot of gains and growth and seen everybody come together. And in the long run, this has just been, a really memorable year for me. I've been involved with the Roosevelt's brand and Insider since 2019. And to be honest, this is my most memorable year because I finally feel like I've really found a place in the community. Between listening to the pods, the Facebook groups, I really feel like, I found my people, made some great friends. And, the only thing that I haven't done is come out to a meetup and start meeting people and giving hugs and really getting to know everybody face to face and personally. So that's really high on my New Year's resolution list, and stay tuned because I'm really hoping to make that happen. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. And don't forget, wear mighty things.
Hey everyone, it's Manny, and here's my 2024 best memories. After joining the insider groups in 2023, I finally took a leap of faith and decided to drive down to Orlando for a meetup and MegaCon. And that by far has to be my number one memory. Not only did I get to meet so many new people, but it really kick-started a lot of friendships for me and people who I reach out to on a daily basis and keep up with and celebrate for any of their success or life events. And these are people who I very much look forward to seeing as much as possible. Some of these people have even gotten me to go to different states to join them for a few hours or just to have lunch or dinner. So yeah, 2024 MegaCon was by far the best memory and event, not only just for those friendships, but again, going back to how we all got together, which was the shirts. It was the last time I got to spend time with Steve, and that was huge. It's somebody that showed me love from the very beginning. And unfortunately, as you all know, we lost him this year. So I'll forever cherish those memories that we created. I look forward to going back in 2025 and having a great time. So MegaCon 2024.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Gabe. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Wearable Fandom himself, Dustin, and John Madigan, the Madman Madigan. Love you, bud. My favorite moment from this year, 2024, meeting all you awesome, wonderful insiders. You have been amazing, great, awesome, caring friends, and I love you guys so much. And of course, cool swag. The stuff I'm looking forward to in 2025, meeting John and more people at the cruise, ask them about it, but also just, living good, living life, and rocking more Roosevelts every day, baby. Take care. Peace.
What's up, insiders? Nick Scopper from the Dub Club. Beautiful sunset over here in East Bridgewater. 2024, my favorite moment was Hoboken. Meeting some beautiful people and putting faces to names and names to faces. What I look forward to in 2025 is the same thing. New meetups, new people, new shirts. Take care, everyone.
What's up, everybody? Josh here to bring the boom and talk about my favorite Roosevelt's moment from 2024, and that's probably got to be the Jacksonville meetup. We've been doing this Bring the Boom and this Costco guys bit for a little while, and it just bothers John so much. So being able to deliver a double chocolate chunk cookie directly to him in Jacksonville and seeing his face and then bringing the boom on the podcast with the guys and Buc-ee's and then at the main meetup was a lot of fun because the joke never actually gets old. In fact, we have a double chocolate chunk cookie from Costco right here. Bring the boom and Happy New Year.